babies, direct from the beautiful Inland Blue Studios. Honey, this is the Nerdlife Crisis podcast with your host, that fine-ass Chris Thayer, that beautiful Steve Hale, and that big hunker chunk of meat, Ron Milts. Woo! Mama's hot up in here. Let's get this party started.
All right, everybody, and welcome back to the Nerdlife Crisis podcast. Here with your host today, Chris Thayer,
Steve Hale,
and I'm Ron Milts. Guys, we're back again.
How's it going, guys?
I know. Well, hey, listeners, this has been an absolute summer treat for our listeners here.
We've been busy.
We've done 7 episodes
in
9 weeks, which is
unheard of.
Yeah, I don't know that we've ever done that in any point of the show. So.
Ron has blessed us by turning the air down.
Oh my goodness!
House, so it's nice.
It must have been a good week.
Yes,
for Ron.
We're at Inland Blue West, so where there's actual air conditioning.
Yeah,
unlike the studio, that it's like,
hey, winter is coming.
Yes, it is. Oh, speaking of winter is coming. So originally, they were speculation that we were going to get Game of Thrones in April, but it looks like we may not get it until June.
Oh my god,
man! It's fucking. This is the carrot.
There better be a bunch more episodes added on.
There's only 6. There's 6 episodes.
If they're going to stall it some more, there better be more.
This is a generational thing that our sons will pick up the mantle where we left off and waiting for these fucking last 6 glorious episodes.
Do you think he's ever going to finish those books?
No.
Why now?
Well, I mean, you know why? I heard a rumor one time that HBO paid him to not release the books.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because they thought it would hurt the ratings on the show if he released the ending bore the show produced the ending.
Oh.
And he was able to fucking buy a lot of stock in the company that makes that fucking hat he wears all the time. So he's like, hey, I'm good to go for life.
You mean
rest of his life.
Old Man in the Sea hat?
Yes.
The Ernest Hemingway special there?
A couple of years ago, I caught him, at the top of the convention center in San Diego that's kind of looking over everybody waiting to walk into Hall H. I saw him up there gazing by himself at the crowd, just thinking of different ways he could kill them all.
Right.
I could just have a fucking dragon come down here and burn all you fucking nerds.
There was a guy, it was at a couple conventions ago, and he was dressed up as not George R.R. Martin, but like something else. And I'm all, you would make a really good George R.R. Martin. And I'm all you need is the little hat. And he goes, that's not a bad idea, man. I'm like, yeah, you're just like a hat and some suspenders away. And he goes, so this dude literally showed up the next day, and he had gone out and bought one of those Old Man in the Sea hats and put on a pair of black suspenders with his white shirt and showed up the next day as George R.R. Martin for his cosplay.
Well, if you've been going to any conventions for any length of time, you'll know that this is probably one of the oldest cosplays out there, that people were doing R.R. Martin before R.R. Martin was even known. Because this is the standard look of any overweight, nerdy Dungeons & Dragons player who goes to Comic-Con.
That hat.
The whole look, dude, the whole fucking thing, the suspenders, the pants, the hat, the beard.
You know what he looks like? He looks like every comic dealer.
Yes.
Like from the middle 2000s, you'd go to the show and you're like,
absolutely.
Every comic dealer would be sitting on his stool, and there'd be like 2 young guys working his booth.
Sure.
Yep.
And this guy would be selling Silver Age, like before things were graded. He'd be like, yeah, man, I've got your Hulk 184 over here, first appearance of Wolverine.
Yeah.
I
hope you were right on that fucking issue there.
It's a close pull.
You might get called out on that.
Yeah,
one
you never know.
So.
You never know. So, but yeah, man. So sorry, I just took a little left turn there. But yeah. So Game of Thrones coming back allegedly. So yeah. So we got a lot to talk about. Not really. It's kind of a slow time of year. We're at the end of summer.
Really slow.
Yeah, there's no movie. Well, I mean, we got Predator coming out
in a couple weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks or so.
I wasn't impressed with the first trailer. I haven't watched the second trailer, but I'll go see the fucking movie because I love the Predator.
Yeah.
Fucking species. Some of the movies have been great. Some of the movies have been really bad. But yeah, I'll fucking go, man. He looks cool.
Well, it's funny because it's like they've grouped everything to like 3 times a year now. So it's like we're like inundated with like genre movies at Christmas time now.
Yes. Yes.
And it's like between like it's like Fantastic Beasts, like Aquaman. There's like 2 more coming out. I'd have to look at my list, but it's like all of these genre movies hit within 2 weeks of each other, 3 weeks of each other,
That makes sense.
and then there's like nothing for a while, and then you turn back around and it's like Marvel shows up in March or April and they start dropping movies, and it's just like
When's Infinity War?
that
Or
one.
Part 4?
That's not for till next. I think June. I think it comes out in June, May or June.
They're filming it right now because I saw
No, they're done.
Thor making out with Hulk
No,
in a photo.
Why you got to do that?
that's not
Why you
even
do
real.
that?
You haven't seen that?
They're done. They already finished
Okay.
filming.
No.
All right.
You're just making stuff up now.
Whatever. I mean, I saw it.
Thor's like, sun's going down, big guy.
Something's going down.
I love that in Ragnarok when he keeps trying to say that to him. He's
Sun's
all,
going down.
sun's going down, sun's going down, big guy, sun's going down. So yeah, but what we have gotten is we've gotten some interesting news about a little movie called Star Wars Episode 9.
Yeah,
Is
this
this
is
a new film or?
Yeah, well,
I heard they got some English actor.
they did. They got the Doctor himself. Who?
Yeah. Oh,
Doctor
yeah.
Who. So Matt
Yeah.
Smith has joined the
That's
cast.
that
Who?
show with the flying
Dildos?
mailbox or
Yeah.
phone booth.
There's a
phone booth.
there's a dude
It's
that jumps
alive.
into a phone booth.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Hale
with the.
was right the
it's
first
like with
time.
the there's like these robot guys,
Yeah,
and
they
they
got
have like a
vibrators
fucking
on their head.
plunger for a fucking arm. It's like the most lethal fucking thing in the galaxy.
Yes.
It looks like the most ridiculous
Somewhere
fucking
one of our
thing.
listeners is losing his mind.
absolutely.
Like you do when I talk about the bounty hunters, and it's like Bandage Man, fucking
Motherfucker, don't why you gotta
the vibrator,
hurt me like that?
the walking vibrator, and then there's
Lizard, the slee stack,
the sea stack,
Slee stack
and
guy.
bug guy.
Saristaka.
and the robot wishes he was a bug guy.
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, man. So they cast a bunch of people in the new Star Wars film, which is currently shooting right now and is supposed to be shooting for like forever. Their shoot's like 100 days. It's a really long shoot. But just added Matt Smith from Doctor Who in an undisclosed role. I mean, he's got an English accent, so we can only assume he's going to be
German.
Yeah.
Playing a German officer in World War II, and all of a sudden he speaks like a British gentleman.
You think that's what's going to happen?
It's what always fucking happens. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Not one of these fucking people. It's as bad as fucking Gods of Egypt. Not one of these fucking people are German. Not one. Anyway, where's I going?
Colorblind casting, Steve. That's why.
Okay, so I was just kind of flipping through our Facebook. I think it's a group.
Wait, well, you're like way off track. We're like
I
in the middle
know.
of a Star Wars conversation right
No,
now.
but this is relevant. I want to commend Eddie Cameron for finding this post and dropping that into
Oh
our-
yeah. I commented right before I was leaving
the
my
Han
house to come
Solo
over here
with boobs post.
to
Yeah.
record, and I said I was going to be disturbed yet strangely aroused,
Aroused,
and I
yeah.
am right now. If you reach under the
and,
you know.
and Michael Robert Ryan really wins. Nice duo solo.
So yeah, good times.
You guys who are posting on Facebook and in the group and shit, dude, I appreciate it. You guys put some funny crap on there, so
And also,
keep it up, man.
if you're a listener of the show and you're only like liking the Facebook page, we have a private group for fans of the show where we communicate openly with them.
You'll see more posts that way. You guys
Yeah.
all know how the whole
Yeah.
Facebook algorithm
So if
works.
if you're not in the Facebook group, it's connected to the show page. You can ask for an invite, and we will of course let you in.
And I don't have to pay $10 for you to see me post something.
No, exactly, right? Like we're not constantly having to boost things for you to just talk to us as fans. So anyways, back to Star Wars 9. So
And also, if you do join the group, okay, message Chris and he will send you a sticker.
that's right. He will send you. Actually, those Nerdlife Crisis stickers went over like hotcakes in
While you guys were in
Palm Springs.
Yes.
And we'll get to
Oh
Palm
my
Springs in
God.
a minute here.
I hear we got to talk about this.
Yes, we do. So, but back to Star Wars 9. So,
Yes.
so now we've added Matt Smith, which we can only assume is an Imperial officer role. We have Kerry Russell, who's joined.
Okay.
Wait.
Refresh my
Carrie
memory.
Russell?
Felicity.
Fucking Felicity?
She's the redhead from the Russians,
The
Americans TV show,
All right.
where they're the spies.
Yeah.
And she has been cast as a.
She's the waitress in the movie The Waitress.
Yes. Well, and then thank you, Chris. Deep cut pool right there.
Second chance? No,
not a second chance movie. But she's been whatever role she's been cast in has been codenamed Mara. So,
like as in Mara Jade?
as in she's a redhead that's older and has been codenamed Mara.
Wow.
Which is like, if she's actually Mara Jade, is like the worst codename ever. But
That is it's pretty bad. Yeah.
so, I mean, there's all sorts of speculation on what she could be.
Do we need to fucking give you the Webster's definition of what a fucking code name is?
That would be like, they're like, yes, we've codenamed the movie like The Last Star Wars. I don't know. It's like,
Well, that's okay. The other day we were talking in a fucking text or something, and I said something about SW, and Chris for a second said, "What are we talking about? What? What's SW? Oh wait, never mind."
did you actually do that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I thought he was fucking with me for a second there.
No.
He had a brain fart. It's
It was
okay.
literally a second before I go, oh, sorry, never mind. Duh.
I want to reach across the table and smack you.
I've never seen SW. Like, I've never seen anybody use it like that.
I mean, I have lots of times. It's Star Wars.
It didn't
dude.
occur to me that that's what you were. I thought.
And if you say AF on your Facebook post, just for Chris, that means as fuck.
So SWAF.
no, I know that one.
Star Wars as fuck.
What's SWAF? What is that?
Swaff.
You fuck
Swaff.
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 Oh,
You're so swaff.
You're just swaff.
so-
Star
All
Wars
right,
is
I'm bringing
fuck.
that in.
There you go.
That's the
We should
Fuck,
just start
yeah.
adding that on posts.
I'm gonna infect it into the middle schools and the high
That's a
schools.
fucking hashtag right there, man.
Hashtag SWAF.
So,
Star Wars is fuck.
but we got Carrie Russell. We also have Dominic Monaghan, little, what is he, Pippin from the Lord of the Rings movies and Lost, has joined the cast.
Oh, he's all right.
In an undisclosed role. Obviously, we got Lando Calrissian.
Do you think
Billy
they're going to
Dee's
use
back.
that Hobbit / Gods of Egypt technology to make him bigger? this
Well,
time,
they already
taller?
pulled that with Peter Dinklage in the Avengers.
And they did it so well, though. It was so cool, man. It was so cool. It's like, get it, dude? He's like, he's a little guy, but we made him really fucking big. Like, does that blow your fucking mind?
Am I
Blows
the
my
only
fucking
one
mind.
that thought his performance was kind of eh?
He was fine. He was supposed to be a dwarf.
You still don't like fucking Guardians of the Galaxy 2, so no.
No, I mean, I just feel like he does so well in everything else I've seen him in. It just felt sort
But
of.
his voice was all, Thor.
Yeah, it was just like hokey to me.
I'm a dwarf.
It was goofy. It was goofy AF.
Thanos took my hands.
It just felt weird to me.
Okay,
It wasn't size.
Ron is actually taking me back right now, and I'm going,
It
wow,
just
you're.
wasn't great. You know, and he's great in everything else.
Oh my god, dude! I mean,
about to
In Elf, he was amazing in
I've said from almost the beginning, dude. If it was not for him, I probably would have fucking dropped Game of Thrones probably second season.
He carried that show for a while.
Fucking A, dude. I just was so like his character was so compelling to me, and
Yes.
he just delivered. You know,
Absolutely.
and I was like, I just gotta fucking watch this shit.
And you know what
for
else
him,
he was
dude.
great in? He was great in Days of Future Past, like as Trask in that movie
Days of Future.
in the X-Men.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Great in
yeah.
that. Like
yeah.
I loved him in
Uh-huh.
that. It's like one of those supporting roles that you're like, oh, he did a great job with that. Like,
Right.
it's not a lot, but it was enough. And
And you're right, Chris. Fucking an elf. He was badass.
He was badass in Elf.
Call me an elf one more time.
when he runs across the table, and
Dude, or when he's like, I've got a 56-inch plasma TV. It's like, what the fuck does that have to do with the fucking price of TV in China? But whatever, right? So I thought he was great in that movie. I could do, I watch it every fucking Christmas, all Christmas long.
can we get him in Star Wars? Would that be possible? Can he take on the role of Kenny Baker and just be like
Everything small.
he could be the new R2D2? He's all
Or-
boop boop
or-
boop boop.
Or we got to get rid of fucking. Well, there's only
Yeah,
room.
Willow's gotta go.
There's only room for one genuinely little person.
And Warwick Davis has that cornered.
Yeah, I mean, they would have to go ahead and get in the octagon. and I would absolutely pay to fucking
In
see
the
that.
octagon.
In the octagon to determine
Here we
who's
go.
going to.
They're much smaller, so wouldn't it be like a septagon? So you're gonna
It'd be
take
like-
away two sides to
Dude,
make it more.
Come at each other with their little arms.
Oh my god, I can't believe we're going here.
We could dress them up.
Have you seen the show?
We dress
with-
one up like a panda bear
Oh my god.
and dress the other one up like a koala.
Chris, did we
stop.
tell
Oh,
the
it'd be the cutest fucking
Did we
thing
tell the
you've ever
story on the
seen.
show when over Memorial Day when we were throwing the children in the pool?
No.
So we were.
Yes.
Well, I know you were there, but I just didn't know if we had told it on the show. But I've never understood like midget tossing as a sport until on Memorial Day we were tossing the kids in the pool, and we had pulled out this giant like swan floaty,
Jesus,
and
where
we're
are we
throwing the
going?
kids,
Through the whole of the floaty.
and it was the most entertaining hour. Like for an hour straight, we did this.
The home video footage that we got of this was epic.
And it was like the kids like
I'm gonna make a part of my Christmas card this year.
absolutely.
I'm gonna make a video Christmas card and send that out. I'm gonna have Uncle Ron throwing the fucking kids through the swan.
Well,
It's
when I
bitchin',
when I
dude.
grabbed Ronald Andrew and I threw him the first time and he perfectly went through,
Yes.
like you would have thought I hit the winning shot at, at the NBA Finals or threw a touchdown at the Super Bowl. The way that everybody at the pool exploded.
Celebrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course like Dave was like grabbing Maddie and like throwing her through through cannonballs, and all of a sudden at like about 20 throws in I looked at Steve and I'm all, this is why people go to midget tossing. Like this
Yeah.
is it right here.
geez.
Like, let's go to Australia right now. Toss the fucking midgets. Have some fucking shrimp. Have some fucking big beers, and throw some fucking
Little people?
dwarves, little people, midgets, whatever your preferred.
I don't
name.
think we're supposed to call them midgets anymore. I think we call them just little
They
people.
go back and forth all the time. I
I'm
don't
never
know.
sure, man.
I know.
Midget, please. So, so, but yeah. So I just looking at this Star Wars cast, like there can be a lot of movie in this movie. Like they've added a lot of people to this thing, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the last hurrah. What do you want to do?
Do you
I
think
just
sometimes
it's a lot
these-
of new people?
we
at the
talked
end.
last episode about like people calling up studio to get in on the MCU. Do you think that they do the same with Star Wars to like kind of maybe solidify their legacy, so to speak? I mean,
Maybe.
Star Wars and now these Marvel movies, they will fucking be around forever.
Absolutely. Well, I also
know.
wonder, like, and I know we keep hearing rumors about this, but it's like they're putting so much into this film,
Yeah.
like that there's serious talk that they might split it up into two parts.
Right.
You know, I mean, I would be fine with that if it was good. You know, as long as
Right.
it was two
Right.
good parts.
Yeah.
You know, especially like some of the rumors that are floating around, like they're talking like. Literally, J.J. Abrams is not just trying to tie up this trilogy. He's literally trying to tie up all three trilogies into
Yeah.
one. Like I'm gonna do it all. And we're gonna hit it all. So
Yeah.
there's like rumors that you're like Obi-Wan's coming back. There's a rumor that Anakin's coming back as a Force Ghost.
I heard that like in the second half, this beautiful, slender blonde wearing a yellow jumpsuit comes back with a fucking samurai sword, and she just starts cutting motherfuckers down, dude. And it's just it's like an epic scene.
You think so?
That's what I heard.
They're cutting up a bunch of Asian dudes.
With masks.
I love it, dude.
Yeah,
I love it.
Something like they're crazy. And
The
there's
crazy
like
88s,
of
yeah.
them or something.
Yeah.
Speaking of a movie that I could use a third one of, I could use a Kill Bill Volume 3.
And I think there's
Bill's dead though.
but I
Yeah,
think
but
there's
There's a movie in there.
But I think Tarantino and maybe Uma have a little bit of a rift these days.
Shh, they are not friendly. From
Not
what I
anymore.
understand.
Yeah, and I know that he was. He considered her the love of his life.
Yeah, I think
You
it was
know?
something. Wasn't the Harvey Weinstein thing because he like defended Harvey? and-
Yeah, and then there was like this whole thing about like maybe he was really choking her out or something.
it was the
some
car
other
wreck.
things.
That's what it was.
There was that. Yeah,
The car wreck really
Right.
like that was sort of I think the end of it when he made her drive that car and then
Yeah.
she fucking like hit a tree
right.
and then I think she's like I'm done with you after that. So
yeah,
but-
this car was like literally hodgepodge together.
Yeah.
or something like that.
and he's like
So-
it's totally safe. He's like
Yeah.
yeah, it's safe. You can drive it. Go ahead. Just
Yeah.
just try.
There was a video work I did up north, and we were in this rental van for this scene, and the rigging that they were hooking onto this van, I was like, this is questionable.
Was it safety rigging or they were just throwing camera stuff? on
Camera
there?
stuff on
Oh, yeah.
there?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I don't know if this You're just drilling shit on right now, man.
Well, there's a reason there are unions in the film world, because a lot of shit they do is very dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
And especially like I don't remember the movie, but somebody got killed on the train tracks. Like they were like, this production company was like, we're gonna shoot this scene of you walking across this bridge, and they're like, oh, okay, like you like secured the bridge, and they're like, yeah, it's great, it won't be a problem at all.
Right.
And then there was a camera operator at the Steadicam following this actor across the bridge, and like as they were coming, a fucking train showed up behind them, because they lied and they hadn't secured the bridge, they hadn't like gotten.
They're like Ed Wood and.
Literally.
Action.
So the girl survived, the actor survived, but the camera operator got run over by the train. So, and they like, I think she survived by jumping off the fucking bridge.
Oh wow.
Like it was like a whole thing, and it's like shit like that, or shit like that car. It's like, this is why these rules exist, because there are some unscrupulous people, or people that are just like, we're guerrilla filmmaking, man. Come on.
But also like even union shit, we were on a set at Universal Studios, and I gotta tell you, man, the way that they fucking built that shit, how fast they built that, and how goddamn fast they were taking it down, it was like
they don't mess around, dude.
They are not fucking around here, man.
No, I have a friend of mine.
Like, let's go.
I have a friend of mine who's a professional. Like that's what he does for a living, is build sets in Hollywood, and he is like I consider myself a decent, like I'm handy, and I can build sets fairly quickly.
Yeah.
This guy, there's a difference. Like when you meet somebody that's a professional at something,
right?
Like it's amazing how fast he puts shit together.
Yeah, it was crazy watching these guys work.
And it's just like he goes, okay, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and then it's like all of a sudden you look and there's like 4 walls and a roof on something.
Yeah. And it's crazy how the materials too are just, when they're done, man, they fucking toss that shit.
No, none of it's
so. If any of you guys out there go to any convention here in Southern California, and you see a booth for the 501st, and there are walls that look like the Death Star, those are actually from a set piece. Those are genuine. They were not made in our garage. That's real deal stuff.
Yeah, and they drag those things around everywhere. I mean, way to get your money's worth.
Yeah,
right?
I had some in my garage for a little while.
Really?
Yeah, I was on the set when they gave it to us.
How's this?
My brother went out there, man, and loaded the fucking truck up with these
wall
things.
pieces.
Yes, dude, big time, man.
You're like, can I just keep all of it? Like every bit of it?
Dude, there are some people who've got pieces of it.
You know that
it's like in their fucking, their movie room and shit.
In their bedroom.
Oh yeah.
That
these fucking
from
guys.
Celebration, that cutout of the Millennium Falcon that they built for Celebration.
Yes.
I have seen that at 3 other conventions. That exact one.
Well, if you went to Star Wars Celebration Anaheim, a lot of the set pieces that you saw there too were built actually like in the Netherlands. They fucking ship those things here.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
That garrison out there. Oh no, not the Netherlands. I'm sorry. Back up. From Belgium. That fucking garrison is intense, dude.
Really?
That garrison is almost like an MC when you're a member. They have a fucking clubhouse and they build sets. Now, do they have dues and stuff like that? Officially, I don't think so, but I think like unofficially they do.
Like they don't play, right?
These guys are fucking hardcore
Which
fans.
one is this?
Our Belgium garrison.
Belgium. Oh.
These are hardcore fans, and they are hardcore fucking partiers, dude. They nearly killed me. Celebration fucking Anaheim. I just hung out just a little bit.
Speaking of that, isn't Celebration coming back here next year?
No, dude. Celebration is going to fucking Chicago. They're bouncing it around all over the fucking place.
Because it was
Orlando.
in
Orlando. Everybody was expecting to come back to Anaheim, but I think maybe they're building a museum there. I don't remember.
Either way. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Celebrations, I was kind of hoping it would come back to Anaheim because I had such a good time last time.
It was
here.
fucking awesome.
It was a really good, fun weekend.
Yeah,
man.
it was really fucking good.
But anyway, so that's our Star Wars 9 updates. And there's like set photos coming out left and right.
Yeah. What was I?
I have not seen any of these yet.
Yeah, they keep
you
showing up
believe
on
it?
my news feed.
There's like people who happen by as they're jogging and they get pictures of shit.
Oh, I take that back. There was a fucking picture of John Boyega.
Yeah.
And Poe Dameron.
They're kind of in a field, and there's a bunch of set people.
Yeah.
And there's a guy wearing a boonie hat, some sort of camouflage shirt, and he's got a patch on his arm right now. And our garrison here in Southern California is major debate because it looks like it's our garrison symbol. But now they're like, well, maybe it's not, maybe it is. We're just like, let it be, say it is. They're sitting here like, it's like CSI Miami.
They're like enhanced.
Yes, dude, you can see the
Enhance.
thread, dude. It's crazy. It's like, come on, guys. I mean, it looks like our patch. It's very
Like they stole your design?
no,
or
like we hand these patches out to people.
oh, so this dude like put it on his jacket,
Yeah,
and the garrison's
yeah.
like wet over it.
Right. We got some members who are super wet about it, and then some members who are. I'm extremely skeptical about this. And our symbol is a very simple symbol. It's the Imperial cog, and then going across it is an E11. It's the Stormtrooper's gun.
Yeah.
It's almost plain as day, and these people are like, well, I don't know. and even the shape of it is like a chevron.
Okay.
And they're still like,
They can't place it, or
it's crazy, dude. I'm telling you, man, being so deep in the Star Wars fan club is the...
do you wear your little spinner hat sometimes and just laugh? Or
No, I have to wear the tinfoil hat so that they won't infiltrate my brain with their crazy crap, dude. It's nuts, man. It's really exhausting.
It's like being on Reddit, but for Star
Yes,
Wars, right?
dude,
And you
yes,
just like
yes.
follow that rabbit hole. Like,
Dude.
Jesus Christ, it's happening.
It is crazy, man. Some of these people who they're just fucking wound up, and it's so hardcore.
I love it.
Man.
I'm actually, it's kind of funny because even after every, like, not, like, I was fine with Last Jedi. I'm not one of these people that's like, remake the movie, it's terrible.
What?
No, shut up. But
The movie's fine.
it's fine. It's all right. It's not.
I hear the complaints. I agree with a lot of them, but I don't care that much.
Exactly.
I
right?
just don't care. It's like, yes, I get where they interjected stuff that I don't like, but it's almost kind of a par for movies these days. So
Well, it ain't your movie.
no, it's not.
It's their movie.
You
so
know,
they can
so-
make whatever movie they want.
But I mean, I think we are starting to see. I mean, like, you know, the results came in from Solo, and they were lower than expected.
They were for a movie
I
that
mean,
was really good.
You know,
so.
I mean, speaking about money and shit on it, it came in lower. I think the lowest.
do you think the timing on that was part of the problem, and the fact that they didn't have a well-known Solo?
No, I think it. Well, maybe.
Or do you think it was fanboys?
I think it
just
had a
pissed
lot
that
of
it was
stuff. I think it
Solo?
had a lot of
I think it
of
was like
elements.
the perfect storm. It was like the perfect storm of elements, where it was like people were like upset about Last Jedi still.
Very much so.
People weren't excited about.
And I'm
that first
one of the
trailer.
first people to say, hey man, you know what? Let your money do your talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Say that all the time.
and if you don't like it, don't go and see it.
But
know?
at the same time,
Now, at the same time, I would say like go and stalk them on Twitter.
no.
Weirdo. Strange.
But at the same time, I'd like be bitter, but you also missed out on a good movie. You know, like
And you're kind of fucking up the possibility of more of these one-offs.
I
by
don't
not supporting.
Yeah,
it.
but I don't know that we need more of these one-offs. I would like
I
a
agree.
Obi-Wan
I
Kenobi
don't,
movie.
I don't think
and
we
that's
have
it.
a choice. I still think that these one-offs are going to happen. I think that just because they saw lower results with Solo than they probably would have liked, I think that there's still a lot of characters that they could develop their own movies into. That they're following the MCU, man.
Yeah, they're trying
know?
to, but
Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, you know.
The MC, like
I said, hey,
I love
dude,
Star Wars, but
when
it's
you
not Marvel.
when you got two fucking 5-year-olds, you're gonna go see this goddamn movie.
Absolutely.
Or if you got a 10-year-old, you're gonna go see this movie.
Mhm.
You know, if you are one of these people who lives in your mom's back room, you haven't seen Pussy since Pussy had you. You're not. You're just gonna be pounding away on fucking social media, and you want to go see the movie because you don't have any kids, because you will never reproduce. You'll never know the touch and the love of another woman, a real woman, a human woman, because you fucking are a goddamn dork. Okay.
What about the Japanese VR suits that we had talked about so many episodes ago?
my God.
But once
VR
again, they're
suits.
not going to reproduce. They're going to maybe in their little VR world.
This is true.
But they're not.
It's like
They're
The Sims.
never going to have Junior to take to that movie. And I'm telling you, that's where the future is. That's where the market is, man. And they know this. They know that they can weather this storm. You're going to go to the fucking theme park with your kid.
Absolutely.
To see all, and you're going to go to the
Man,
theater.
that theme park is
you
gonna
know.
be huge.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
And you know what?
And people are going to pay.
You know what?
They're
They're
gonna
gonna put this next movie out, and then maybe they let it sit for 5 years. You know?
Yeah, I think we've
Maybe-
all said it.
Yeah.
It's oversaturation.
Well,
It's
I've
too much
I've said,
too soon.
for me personally, I've said that almost immediately. It was like I was just not excited. But at the same time, I went and saw the movies anyways.
Yeah, right. but like none of us went opening night for Solo, and that's
But
like
you know what?
unheard
Honestly,
of.
though,
you know?
I don't go opening nights anymore because a lot of different reasons. It's lost a little bit of appeal for me.
Sure.
These days, it's a great system, and at the same time, it was kind of a pain in the ass system. I used to go to opening nights with a large group of friends.
and it's impossible.
It could
now.
be it could be anything from 6 people to sometimes 20 fucking people.
right.
You can't do that anymore in the theaters that I go to because you buy seats.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about the rest of you, but when you go ahead and tell your wife, I just bought 20 movie tickets and everybody's paying me back tonight. That's going to go over fucking like a rock.
Right.
Okay? You had a lot of explaining to do.
You know what's funny though with some of these theaters, they like the Alessandro Theater, like some of the theaters that they show are pretty small. Like the seats, it's only maybe like 12 seats across. And
Well,
like
because
6
they
or 7 rows
because
deep,
they
you
went
know?
ahead and had to like put in these reclining
Right.
lazy boys, which I love too.
Absolutely.
It's great, very comfortable, but it definitely reduced the seat.
But you
know.
could like buy that movie theater out and be like, we
Oh,
could do a
and you know what?
Nerdlife
There
Crisis
are-
showing of Star Wars.
There are like, for instance, my
should.
my
That'd be
club, they do that for opening nights. All the different units will get one out in Orange County,
Nice.
IE, whatever. But it's still a pain in the ass to organize that. So I don't go to opening nights anymore. I just don't.
Well, if we were to put together or let's just say for like Avengers 4, if we were to put together a Nerdlife Crisis movie night, would you we opened up to people that were interested from the show?
Well, I would go. I think we need to test it first, like a pizza night, okay, like Chuck E. Cheese. I know you
tokens
guys
and
are
shit?
super busy, and I'm super busy, so it's hard
Right.
to pin us down. Like Chris is like, I'm going to draw a comic, and he's like, no, I'm going to draw a third comic, and then I'm going to teach fucking medieval economics in Sanskrit. And then Ron's like, dude, I'm doing a fucking show at the Pacoima Playhouse again, and I'm like, hey, listen, not that I'm fucking exciting here either. I mean, like I'm like a fucking supply chain, fucking agent for CPE, and that's code for I kill people for the government.
Oh my God! Real quick. Side note, because I know you do. Orange is the New Black.
Holy shit.
So there's a character on this current season because they're like in a new prison, and he's a security guard, and he's got like all of this like health food in this room where their FBI people are like interviewing the prisoners.
Yeah.
But he's fucking killing me because he comes in and he goes like he walks in the room while they're interviewing this girl, and he like throws popcorn in. And he looks over and he goes, popcorn. A lot of free calories in that. Good stuff, man. Getting wonderful gains.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so he's sitting there popping the popcorn while they're like trying to like interview,
And they have to wait
and
until
they have to
he's
wait
done?
till he's done, and then so they lock the door, and he comes back in again a second time, and then
Trying to get his bar or something.
He's like comes in and they're like, look, man, we're trying to interview this person, and he's like, man, I don't think you understand. I'm on a regiment. I need to eat my calories. I'm my gains, and so
It's all about the gains.
and the third time they come through and they lock the door, and he goes, you got to let me in. You're throwing off my gains, man. He's like trying to. It was fucking killing me because in my mind I'm all, this is Steve right here at work. He's like, I don't think you understand, man. I need my yogurt. It's right now. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. I gotta fucking eat.
It's all fucking timey, man. You got to hit that fucking metabolic rate and all that shit, dude. I had somebody ask me, like, I went into a store the other day. Like, I love these. It's not an energy drink, but it's like a protein drink that's got like creatine and shit in it. They're called Bang, whatever. And this fucking guy, like, I just got out of the gym and still wearing a tank top. The guy is, like, what do you got to do, like, to I said, dude, you just got to fucking bang weights. You got to bang ass and drink your fucking protein shake. And then I left and I said, holy shit, I just fucking said that, didn't I?
You're all, that's the next meme. That's the next
Why
meme.
did another guy fucking ask me about my beard? He's like, dude, how do you get your fucking beard like that? I said, dude, just fucking drink some fucking Coors Light and eat pussy, man. I'm at work, dude. And I was like, oh, fuck.
And then you're like,
that came out of me,
And you're
man.
like, oh shit, and I work with all gay men.
Right? I don't know. It
He's
just
like,
flies out.
I guess I'm not getting a big full beard.
It flies out of me.
So anyways, let's talk real quick about we did the Palm Springs Comic-Con this weekend, which I'm
Jesus.
sure
I
will
heard
not
I
be able
missed-
to be called the Palm Springs Comic-Con
I
anymore.
heard I missed an epic event here.
Yeah. So,
Epic in not the way you would think.
so last year's event was very well done. It was at the convention center, very well planned. Actually, I was the whole weekend. I'm really surprised at how good this event is for a Comic-Con in Palm Springs.
And I look back at how furious I was at the intermittent announcements they were making.
And you feel like a bitch now. Like, you feel stupid.
after seeing what happened this year, I'm like, oh, I long for that cold room with those announcements.
So they moved and I heard like 7 reasons why they might have moved, but basically they moved from the convention center to the Air Museum in Palm Springs, which essentially is 3 hangars where they have like museum airplane stuff.
Guns and suits and Bob Hope
which all
shit
that
and-
was fucking
It's-
great.
Yeah, it was
I
dope.
was like, hey, there's a B-12 in the other room here, and there's like a whole display case of World War II like vintage rifles and bayonets and shit, like right next to our booth. This is great. But there was no fucking air conditioning in Palm Springs
Ooh.
in the middle of summer.
like 105.
Goddamn,
outside.
end of fucking August.
Oh god,
Yeah.
No AC.
It
Well,
was
and that's one
Palm
of the funny things
Springs.
is as I was going in one day, the people who were working it were laughing about like why do we have this in August in Palm Springs? Like there are 11 other fucking months you could do it. Take away the 1 month when the other one happens, you still have 10 other months to choose from.
Yeah. Like there's
No.
no good reason to have it in August.
No.
Like none.
Oh, well, that was
It's
like
not even getting school.
this was its final year, but there's a guy out there who's been putting together a goth day at Disneyland over the
Yeah.
years. This is called Bats Day, and Jennifer and I have partook in this many times over the years and had a great time. But he used to do it fucking also in August, and you're like,
Do you not
we're
know
all
your
wearing
people?
we're all wearing black.
Right.
We're fucking dying here. Your pancake white makeup is just dripping down your fucking witchy boots.
I've seen lots of pictures of Bats Day in the past when it was like 102 degrees in Anaheim, and you see these goth girls and their makeup is just running
Yes.
down.
They're like, I've got this little parasol. This should help.
Right.
It's not a lie. And
Fuck.
if they're anything like you were, Steve, like back in the day with your moon boots, I
Yes.
mean, I could only imagine
was
walking
just
around
like that.
Disneyland,
Yeah.
like when you did your Comic-Con Spooky Steve status.
Yeah.
It must have been just fucking miserable.
It was pretty rough, and then he finally moved it into like May or something.
And then
it
they
was a
don't
little
do
bit
it this
better.
year. They don't
well,
do it
he
anymore.
just tapped out this year.
Do you think
got
that somebody
some
else will try to pick up the mantle and keep it going?
I think it'll be more of an unofficial thing, which it had originally started, and then and I know the guy who started it, and he's a great guy. I'm not going to name his name. I'm not going to go ahead and plug him, but I think it just got it turned into a business for him. I think it was very profitable for him, and I think he gave a reason, and I kind of don't buy the reason myself. My personal feeling is that it just wasn't as profitable. It was a lot of fucking work, and it was a lot of work. He turned it into what used to be 10 goths going to fucking Disneyland on fucking mushrooms into a full weekend event that people came around the country, and some people from other countries.
Was he like renting out hotel space and like?
Yeah, like he had like the whole
rooms
Nightmare
and-
Before Bats Day, and he'd have like a convention. There were vendors, and they had
wow.
like a ball and like a dinner, and it turned into a fucking thing.
Like way to dedicate, right?
And then,
Right.
well, yeah, and like I said, it just got bigger and bigger over the years, and then it did start to shrink. And he said for whatever reason, tax reasons, he was unable to do it anymore.
You know what it was, dude? It was the freaking vampires. They come in with their Clamato juice and they're sparkly glitter, and everyone mistakes them for the goths, and it just screwed it all up.
They have these dazzling eyes.
Yeah.
And everybody's mesmerized by their bullshit. So
I just saw that recently.
Oh, jeez.
Comedy Central was running all the old South Park episodes,
I
and they are fucking brilliant.
There was the
Like
one
they
where it
really
was-
hold up.
They did the Twilight basically.
Yeah.
And it was the goth kids.
They
like,
were pissed. 'Cause
hated the
everybody was
Twilight
calling
kids.
the vampire. They were calling them vampires.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not vampires. We're fucking goths. So anyway, so this Comic-Con, it was probably one of the worst ones we've done in a long time. This specific
It
one.
rivaled Long Beach Expo for me.
Yeah, it was pretty, like, Chris and I are generally positive people, like coming out of or going to the con. We're like very like, yes.
Not in general, but at the con.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're there to sell books, and we're
Right.
meeting people, and like we have fans now, so it's like a whole thing.
Right.
Fans of the show, it's like it's like our chance to interact with the people. And it was like I got there to set up at like 11:30 on Friday because they were like, you need to be set up by noon for a con that doesn't start till 3. Which I'm all, okay, I don't know why, but okay.
Right.
And when I got there, I figured out why, because there was only one entrance in and out of this bitch.
Yeah, I've done cons like that before.
Yeah, and then what they had done is opened up the doors to the hangars so people could load in, but they left them open till like 11 when it was already 100 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And the building wouldn't cool down. And so I text him at like 2:30. I'm like, I'm sitting here dripping sweat, like inside of the quote unquote convention hall, and we were once again like misplaced in our row. There was one other comic book in our row, and we were next to a cosplayer who I don't know her name, but wow, she was not pleasant.
A celebrity. Not so
Actually,
much.
there were minor
She had an
celebrities to our
Instagram
left.
page.
Yeah, sure. She did have an Instagram page.
Yeah.
But we were next to the minor celebrities on our left. The kid that was the lead kid in the Cobra Kai show was over on our left-hand side.
Okay.
And he looks like a giant nerd. Like, I'm all, man, they really clean you up well. Like,
Right.
you are.
Well, we had a bunch of voice actors over there too,
Ah,
and they were
Jesus.
driving me up the goddamn wall.
Were they doing their
It was
voices?
one
Oh,
guy.
they were doing it
One guy.
loud as hell.
There's one guy that does the voices for Five Nights at Freddy's. And he's
I've
like,
heard of this.
He's
fucking-
like got this voice all the time that sounds like this.
and
Yeah.
you're just like, oh dear Lord. And at a certain point, like, I think Mike went over and like talked shit to him at some point, which was kind of funny. I wasn't paying attention. I just looked over and Mike's like talking to him. He's like, yeah, da 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 da, like pointing at him. The guy's like, no, and he's like, yeah, da da da. And I'm like, go get it, Mike. But yeah, it was the placement was not great, and then the woman next to us was just about as unpleasant as physically possible.
God, yeah, and she had like she was really important.
In
Yeah,
her
Like,
own
she
mind.
was so damn important. Like she was the star of the con.
Yes.
She bought a lot of followers on Instagram.
Oh yeah. Well, and you had the same group of like 5 people who kept showing up at her table, and they would hang around her table blocking the aisle for about 15-20 minutes.
Oh, my favorite part of the day, though, Steve, and you would have loved this, was Awkward Arrow guy showed up. It's like the end of the day on Saturday. Or was it Saturday? No. Yeah, it was like it was middle of the day on Saturday before you left. No, you weren't there.
I wasn't
it was
there.
after you left. Sorry. So end of the day on Saturday, there's like
I was there in the morning when we started calling him
Robin Hood, yeah, as we always do, and he's like, I'm not Robin Hood, I'm Arrow.
No, but he didn't. I'm not Robin Hood. I'm Arrow.
Oh,
Well,
You have failed this city.
So this guy, though, this guy shows up and starts talking to this girl, and he is obviously trying to hit on her, and it is not going to happen, like in any way, shape, or form. And it was Mike. Mike was standing there because there's nobody to pitch to, so he's standing probably 4 feet from while this is happening, and he's got tears in his eyes because he is laughing so hard at this guy's attempts. He's like, yeah, so, like, maybe we should team up sometime, like, and we could, like,
photo shoot.
no, he literally was like, maybe we could, we could fight crime. And she's like, yeah, I don't. And he goes, yeah, I'm staying over at the Hilton. Where are you staying? And she's like, It was all.
I don't remember.
Chirp, chirp. And it was like, and he goes, he literally at one point, because Mike is relaying, and he goes, okay, he just said this to me, or he just said this. Holy shit, he just said this. And at one point, the guy literally goes, man, all right, well, I'm gonna get going. I miss you already.
Oh, fuck, man.
And then he didn't leave. That was the best part. He just stood there and kept talking to her. And at a certain point, I looked over and I'm now laughing because it was literally there's nobody at the fucking con to talk to. It's like 6:30. We're like a half hour from close. And she just like gets up. She like looks at him, looks at me, rolls her eyes as deeply as physically possible, and like wanders away. And the guy's just like there, and he's like, literally, I could hear him going, "Somebody stole my stapler."
I believe that's.
They call me Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow.
Fuck, man, that's tragic.
Oh, it was great.
You guys
though,
had
dude.
to watch him fucking crash and burn.
It made me so happy in so many different
You're
levels.
reveling in this fucking humility and shit, dude. This
Well, when I got
humiliation.
there, was it Friday? It was Friday. She had a helper who was also a cosplayer.
Yeah.
And toward the end of it, the girl was gone for a while, and she comes back, and our girl at the table is like, well, if I would know you were going to the green room, I would have said, why don't you bring me a drink? Or I would have loved to gone to the green room. She went on for like 15 minutes like this, like berating this girl.
Yeah.
I didn't see that girl for the rest of the weekend. She was like, fuck you.
All right.
Well,
I'll
she went on and on.
I'll
saying
take
the
my
same thing
fucking
over and
foam
over.
armor somewhere else.
Exactly.
and here's what's funny. So the layout of this con was terrible, Steve. So they didn't leave a room for you to get in and out of your table.
Uh-huh.
But there was no walkway between the booths. So it was like you couldn't, like, when cons do that, when they're like, okay, we're going to shove all the tables together, there's enough gap that, like, you could walk behind everybody's booth and, like, exit out.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. It was like, here's your 24 inches of pipe and drape behind your table, which is like enough for 2 chairs and maybe like one of our boxes. Like, we're tight in there. We can't even put our chairs in there.
Tight.
But they expected us to leave a walkway. Like, oh, no. Because I went and complained, and the lady's like, oh, no, there's a walkway. And I'm like, there's no walkway. There's our shit. And, like, so we moved our entire display over 2 feet and created a gap between our table and hers so people wouldn't walk through our booth.
Oh, and get this. So then she asks me on Friday night, hey, is it okay if I move my bin over here in between? I'm like, you mean in the gap we created so you can get in and out?
Uh-huh.
It's like, yeah, I just, want to have it here so we're not, we got room back here. I'm like, okay, that was for you to get it. You're going to have to climb over your fucking thing.
Basically, it's like, I don't care what you do at this point because you're not walking through our booth area,
Right.
so
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Right.
And then I see it's got a bunch of, like, costumes in it, and she put a little fucking, like, sign on it, $20 or whatever.
It was 5, but the best part about it, and you would have loved this, is she tripped over that thing like once every 40 minutes.
Serves you right.
For the rest of the show. And one time she fucking ate shit. And like when she like ate shit into the box and knocked over like 2 of our displays and then all of hers. And I was like, I just looked at her and she goes, I'm so sorry. I'm like, well, if that box wasn't there, it wouldn't be an issue.
Fucking this convention was just Ron just loving everybody's fucking humiliation and misery.
Well, here's the thing is,
like, if it's gonna suck for me,
It's
gonna fucking suck for all of you. Fuck
I
you.
show up at 4 on Friday, and dude, you were fucking ripe at that point because you had been stewing in this like hot box.
Oh, yeah.
And the funny thing is, I got home.
Smelled like Hungarian goulash.
Oh, dude, I got home and Carrie came up and went, oh. And she backed right off. She said, "That's an interesting smell." So I must have been just as ripe.
Oh, dude. And
when I got home as you were when I got there.
Set this whole thing up, and the minute I got done, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I need to change clothes. Like,
Right.
I'm dripping sweat. It was like being at the gym for an hour doing cardio.
Right.
That's how much sweat I had. Because it had to have been 90 degrees in there.
Right.
And it was
And
like,
everybody smelled.
That
yeah.
sucks, man.
Well,
Bummer.
it just was. It was a blast. I mean, look. At the end of the day, I am the kind of person that I revel in other people's misery.
Right.
Like,
you do.
I think it is like you're right. If I'm gonna be miserable, it's like I'm gonna laugh at you being miserable.
Yeah.
It's like Mike and I always tell the story of the time we pulled up to the stoplight. And we were going to a rehearsal, and there was a heavy-set girl walking down a short embankment, and she tripped at the top of it and rolled all the way down this like this like 5-foot embankment, and we just happened to have the windows down in the car, and we all pointed and laughed as loud as physically possible at her.
You fucking bastards.
You monsters.
Yeah, man.
And she got up and she's like, "Fuck you guys," and we're like, "You fell down a hill." It was like because. It wasn't even like a big hill. It was like
Wow.
It was like a little easement next to the road.
Fucking one time, man. I'm coming home from work with a buddy of mine. My car was down or something like that. He was giving me a ride. This is years ago, and we're at this fucking stoplight, and here comes this fucking guy. He looks like what's the name? Who played Spider-Man?
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire. In Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas when he was hitchhiking.
Okay.
And fucking Johnny Depp picks him up, right? And he's like this weird, scraggly-ass albino, right? Well, I swear to God, this was Tobey Maguire wearing the same makeup, hauling ass down the fucking street on this BMX that apparently had no brakes. Ooh. He comes fucking like trying to stop on the sidewalk and comes crashing into the fucking light post.
Wow.
And there were the fucking windows down. There's a moment of fucking silence between me and my buddy Robert as I'm like, what the fuck? And we just fucking started laughing, dude. I mean, we couldn't fucking... I didn't even ask the dude if he was fucking, hey, man, you okay? It was just the most bizarre fucking thing. Like, do you know how to ride a fucking bike? Why do you look like fucking Otis for fucking House of a Thousand Corpses, you fucking weird albino? Wear a hat, okay? You're going to get burned with skin like that. It was just... And I couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing at his misery. I'm a bad man.
Well,
I'm a bad man.
And the best part was, it's like, at this convention, like, you show up, you don't have to pay for parking, which I'm all cool. We don't have to pay for parking. But they wanted all the...
he was fucking prepared with his fucking bag of nickels, too.
Well, I pull up and they go... because they basically sent us a thing. They're like, please park in the dirt lot next to the side of the room. And I'm like, I'm not parking my brand new Tesla in a dirt lot. Like, that is not happening.
Madam, this is a Tesla. Okay?
Right.
This car is worth more than you make in 2 years. You goddamn 1%er. But continue.
But I pull up and the guy goes, I go, oh, yeah, we're going to the convention. He goes, oh, are you an exhibitor, an attendee? And I'm all... You know how you have that moment where you're like, it was like the you know when the Terminator processes
Did you fucking
things?
break out your lanyard?
No.
I'm an exhibitor, motherfucker.
Well, first off, Mike had, I'm all, take the lanyards. He's like, why? I just want to, you know, and I go, attendee. And he goes, oh, well, please feel free to park right up front, sir. I'm all, thank you, I will.
Were you like, this is a fucking Tesla, not a fucking Prius, man. Okay?
I'm like, I'm not parking in your dirt lot, dude. Like, I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry.
So yeah, we went back on Sunday, Mike and I, and of course we were attendees as well.
Because then you're right up front.
Yeah.
Right up front, man.
Yeah. And loading out was so much easier.
Absolutely.
It's so funny when people fucking talk about, like, oh, they need to move San Diego Comic-Con to fucking Anaheim. They can fucking do it.
No.
I'm like, man, have you gone to fucking WonderCon?
No.
Have you tried to fucking park at
Seriously,
WonderCon?
you mean at the Honda Center?
I'd rather go fucking to Disneyland after fucking waiting in this goddamn line just to fucking park.
There is, having done a lot of conventions at this point, there is no convention that's as well run as San Diego.
There's not.
And not at all.
That's why I was like, when I
I don't know. Seattle was pretty dope, dude.
when I hear fucking people talk like this, I'm like, what did you go fucking kamikaze once?
Right.
You know nothing. One does not simply park.
in San Diego.
All right.
Well,
But they got their shit together.
we'll see how New York is. But on other news, Chris and we got accepted to
Emerald City.
Emerald City.
And
I've heard.
we're about 60% sure that we're in Chicago.
Yeah, so we're doing Chicago Comic-Con. But they moved the dates on Chicago Comic-Con. So we go to Seattle 1 week. The next week we go to Chicago. And then the week after that is WonderCon. 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I am ready to kill myself already. This shit hasn't
I
even
gotta
happened.
tell you guys have some fucking tolerant old ladies, man. My fucking woman would shut that fucking
but you
shit
know what?
down.
My wife's looking at this project, goes, it's a good project. You do what you have to do, because she's like, dollar bills, baby.
Okay, 'cause I
dollar
was gonna say,
bills.
mine-
This shit's gonna take
mine,
off.
Mine would be like, you better be producing some fucking numbers, and I'm talking
Right.
some fucking real numbers.
Well,
here.
I mean, it's at that point now where we're like, I mean, we're not like, buying Teslas. Wait a minute. We're not.
I get VIP. I do not park in the fucking dirt. This is a Tesla, madam.
No,
a
look,
Tesla.
we're not. We've sold some books, but we're not like breaking the bank.
My
or
seat
anything.
inflates also into an air mattress. I have a 57-inch plasma TV on my wall.
Call me Elf one more time. One more time.
Call me Hungarian goulash once more.
Steve, you will be proud. We went down to the Padres Angels game a couple weeks ago, and I paid the parking attendant in quarters.
Motherfucker.
In a Tesla.
Christ,
In a
dude.
Tesla, and she goes, "You pay me in quarters." I was like, "Well, how do you think I got the Tesla?"
Fucking A. Holy shit, yeah.
It's good times, dude. Good times. So, all right. So let's talk real quick. We got to talk about this Blade thing that's going on right now.
Yeah, I'm still so confused as to what anyone is thinking involved with this.
So apparently Marvel is bringing Wesley Snipes in as Blade into the MCU.
wait, what? I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, like that's the whole plan. Is like
Yeah.
Second wave or what?
apparently, I mean, apparently he's gonna be like the Miyagi role, you know, because he's half human, half vampire, so
Okay.
he doesn't live forever, so he can age.
But
you know?
I think we're gonna fucking bring it down now to fucking like PG-13. It's not gonna be all fucking real violent and
yeah, but have you gone back and watched those movies? They're not as violent as you think they are.
No.
it's been a while.
Yeah,
I
I
guess
mean,
since I've seen them.
They're kind of like. I think they're kind of, except for the language. If you just took the language out, you're like, yeah, it's a PG-13 movie.
You a pussy.
Yeah, it's like fuck you, I'm Blade. You know, or
That's why Wesley Snipes. Thank you.
that was good.
Thank you.
Well, but and
Always bet on black.
that's Passenger 57.
Oh,
First
okay.
off, but I'm just kind of dumbfounded that like so Blade,
Yeah.
like that Blade, would be a part of the MCU now. Like,
It seems like it would make more sense to put Blade in with the Defenders.
no, because I'm not feeling.
See,
that.
I like Blade running as it is, man. Just kind of like the whole Punisher thing or the whole Daredevil thing where they're off kind of, they're superheroes, but they're like low level kind of superheroes
Right.
doing their own fucking thing. And the gritty, grimy fucking underworld of the fucking of villainy. You know what I
But
mean?
Blade's going to go fight Thanos?
He could be. I mean, dude, if Scarlet,
Dude, you see that boomerang blade thing? Yeah, around the room, man.
Look, dude, all I'm saying
shit.
is, if Scarlett Johansson gets in there as Black Widow with her pistol, she'll pew pew pew.
And then Scarlett Johansson, like we've talked about, going to be the new
James
007.
She's gonna be James Bond.
Yeah, first
She's very excited to be the first Black James Bond.
black man.
Yeah, black male James Bond.
Yeah,
so.
James Bond. So that's
that was
fucking
the
great,
greatest.
you know?
I don't know who posted that. Was that you that
It
posted
was
that?
me.
Dude, that article, I laughed. That was like the greatest satire I've read
Good stuff,
in
dude.
such a
Real
long
good.
time.
Yeah.
And she's like, I love how she's like, well, I felt like I've already conquered playing an Asian woman, so why not like next on the list? Yes.
But I don't know. There's all these rumors these days.
But they're not developing just one project with him. They've got two in the works. They're developing two Blade projects for Marvel.
As long as he's paying his taxes, I guess.
I was going to say, Wesley, as an attorney, I would recommend you rent a convertible, drive as fast as you can to Vegas with some cocaine, and pay your fucking taxes.
Right.
Like,
So don't go back to jail, man. We
but
missed
not
you.
in that order, right?
Well, hey, when you're coked out, do it in any order you want.
fair enough.
But hey, I'm excited. If it comes out, I'll go see it because I'm a tool.
So, but do you think like, because that's something that obviously you have Doctor Strange. Like, do you think he works into like a Doctor Strange film?
Ooh, I mean,
Because it's mystic, he's
Yeah.
sort of like you're dealing with vampires. Like
Yeah.
like who do you pull along with Blade? I mean, you could do like Moon Knight, I guess, which is like budget Batman, but
I got a staff, like a pole arm or some
it's
shit.
kind of lame. It's kind of a lame character.
yeah.
But I mean, it's like in the Marvel universe, you don't really have that sort of, you don't have that vampires. Like this could be their entrance.
Well, like
into
I said,
that.
like they have that whole kind of, Marvel has the whole monster into things, with like Swamp Thing, and stuff like that. So,
as Swamp Thing Marvel, I thought it was DC.
maybe who am I thinking of then?
It could be Marvel.
No. I'm thinking of somebody else. But like Marvel has kind of like their whole monster line, and he fits into that.
Yeah.
Can they do something with that? Why not?
Yeah, there's no reason.
Especially if they kind of go like a horror route,
Right.
and they do like horror movies, and keep it very similar to the hey, a rated R rating, you know, what? Sure.
I mean,
I would go see it.
I would just be excited to see what they could do with the property, as you know.
I don't know, dude. I mean, how many did they? They had 3.
The third one was not great.
No. I mean, the only reason the second one was any good is Ryan Reynolds was in it.
No, that was the third one.
No.
The second one was the Benicio del Toro one, dude. That one was great.
Yes.
No.
Benicio del Toro. No.
Nah,
Guillermo del Toro.
directed it. Sorry, not Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, with the.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he directed that movie. That movie's actually really good if you go back and watch it.
It is pretty good.
It holds up really well. Well, the effects hold up because they're not all CG.
Right.
Like he did some practical stuff in there. But holy shit, have you rewatched that First Blade recently? That end fight sequence when he turns into like the blood monster.
Yeah,
blood
it's pretty.
god.
It's pretty bad.
Wow.
It's on par with Laura Flynn Boyle in Men in Black 2.
It's on
really
par
bad
with The
CG.
Rock in Scorpion King.
Really.
Oh my
bad
God, that
CGI.
movie's the biggest piece of shit.
Isn't it
And
bad?
Carrie watches that shit all the time.
The
'cause,
second
you know,
Mummy movie?
Oh yeah,
Really?
the Scorpion King.
That's the third one. I thought.
No, the Scorpion King. Not
Oh, the movie, the actual one with just The Rock as a star?
Right. Terrible.
It is not good.
Fucking terrible. I'll watch that second Mummy movie, even though it's terrible CG. But at least you got Rachel
Brendan Fraser.
Weisz and
No, what's her name?
Rachel Weisz.
Yes, dude.
Love her.
Yeah.
Love her.
Yeah.
Constantine, dude. Go back and watch Constantine.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
With Keanu.
Yeah.
Dude, a couple
that's
times
right.
a year I'm watching that constantly.
I love Constantine. I
Such
thought
a
it was a
great
great
movie,
movie,
man.
dude.
Yeah,
And that's why I was so disappointed. We talked about that in the beginning
You make some more of those,
of our
you got all my money.
podcast. So, the TV show wasn't going to work out, but the movie
No.
was great.
You know what? They Matt Ryan though, he's on the Legends of Tomorrow now. So they
Is he on full time?
Yeah, he's gonna be on the new season full time. Like, look, that movie was not like the comic book version, but it's a really good version of that character.
Right.
It's like if you got a good Americanized version of that character, it's great. But I love
At least the costume was.
And even his acting was okay.
The costume was the same as Constantine from the comic, which
Dude,
I found
right.
refreshing.
But all the stuff with the devil, like the back end of that movie is so
So
good,
good, huh?
Like,
Oh.
once the devil shows up and he's whistling and he's dragging Constantine out.
John. Well, he's a brilliant actor
Right.
to
Now-
begin with.
And
dude.
why does that guy always play? Now, I thought he had an actual Russian accent because he always is cast as somebody with a Russian accent.
Right.
But in that movie, he doesn't. So I'm like,
It's something.
He's a fucking
There's an
nihilist.
accent in there.
He's a nihilist.
is that? Well, hey there.
That is not mine.
fucking Chris Jr. over here.
That-
Well,
That is-
ironically, it's going through the computer, so there's nothing I can do about
And
it.
are you gonna turn it off?
I
Or?
can. It's hooked up through the computer, so when I'm working in
Dumbass.
the office.
Holy shit,
That's fucking awesome.
dude! That's oh my God, that's next level douchebaggery right there.
It's not intentional. My phone's on mute, but the phone is set up to it hooks up to the computer. So the computer that we're recording
Jesus.
into literally just got a phone
Never
call.
again. Never again.
right now in the middle of our podcast here, there's somebody yeah, Ron, we're at the theater here in Pacoima, and there's the plumbing there's shitty water all over the floor. Okay, we don't know what to do, and the costume department won't do anything until they can go ahead and take a shit.
Okay, we're gonna stop that. So we're getting towards the end of this. I think we got to talk about the Big Bang's coming to an end, you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I know Chris here is a huge fan of it. Apparently,
I don't know if I'm a huge fan, but it's
I still watch
consistent.
it.
I thought he
good.
said he was I thought didn't you say about time or something?
You did.
No, somebody else said that.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't see
I'm
that.
kind of
Normally, if it's a negative comment, I normally associate it with Chris.
I think it's a missed
Automatically.
opportunity.
Yes.
I think it's a huge missed opportunity.
Well, I think that now that we have young Sheldon in the world, we don't need anything else.
no, but think about this. Take Sheldon.
That show's actually pretty good.
I haven't watched
It was fucking great. I actually
it's-
like it better than the Big Bang.
It's literally the Wonder Years
Right.
in the 80s.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
Okay.
Or early 90s. I
No,
guess.
but check this out. They're ending it this season now that Sheldon and Amy are married. They are missing a golden opportunity with that character because imagine him raising a child. Like all of the stuff that goes with raising a child.
Jim Parsons is the one that canceled it.
I
from
know.
everything I read. He's like, and they
He's
offered,
done.
oh, dude, did you see how much they offered him?
No.
It was like, they were like, we will give you $60 million to play
Oh,
Sheldon.
let me tell you, dude.
And he's all, nope.
I was taking a tour of the Warner Brothers studio.
Oh, you went?
Yeah, this was about a year or two ago, I think.
Yeah.
And they were on set rehearsing, and let me tell you, their fucking cars, your Tesla
Yeah, right.
would be
The cheapest car there.
the Prius,
Yeah.
in the lot. Okay,
Like,
yeah.
don't park your shit next to my Maserati.
It was like that
Yeah.
kind of fucking shit going on. You could tell they were on set. And
Well-
even our tour guy said they're there right now. We can't go in there though. Anyway, where were we?
I don't know. You got
I don't
sidetracked
know.
there.
So yeah, we were talking about
Big
Bang.
Bang.
You know, hey,
I think they're missing something
nine
that could be comedy
seasons.
gold,
9 seasons.
but-
I think it's a pretty good run.
No, they've had 10.
10.
No, this is going to be 12. This is going to be the 12th season coming up.
Right.
I mean, look, they've had a good run. I think it's time as well. Like
The
this
last
show's
few
getting long
times
in the tooth.
last few times I had watched a show, I was like, okay, listen, I've heard the same nerd joke.
Right.
It's getting
Well, that's what I'm saying, though.
I was getting a little old for me. So
I mean, put a
there's some
baby
great
on
episodes.
there. And,
Great episodes.
And let Sheldon deal with like cleaning up baby shit.
He doesn't.
and
He
the
ain't
puking
interested
and-
though.
I know.
Like he is not interested in doing this character anymore. And there was like basically it was like there were reports that like the show could go on without him.
No, it couldn't.
Like Roseanne.
Wow,
That show ain't going on without her. I don't know what they're thinking.
yeah.
people want to watch those characters, and so they're going to try it at least one more
Hey,
It
season.
ain't gonna work.
I'm
dude.
fucking with Chris on this
It's not gonna
100%.
work.
It's going to have a fucking few episodes, and they're
Yeah.
not going to get the fuck, dude. It's going to
gonna
be
be
done,
over.
dude.
Well, I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's like you can cancel Big Bang now, and then in 15 years from now, you can do a reunion show,
Right.
Brady Bunch style.
I got to fucking tell you, man, fucking at 12 seasons, it is established like fucking Seinfeld
Yeah.
or
Right.
any of the classics. It will be around
Forever.
forever.
Right.
Dude,
I mean,
and
and-
it will always get some ratings.
And I don't know about
man.
you, but I can literally like throw on a rerun of it, and I'm thoroughly entertained.
All night long.
Dude, I got to tell you, man, when the boys were first born, you know, we weren't going out at all, dude.
Right.
Not with two fucking infants. We spent a lot of time in the evening, the wife and I, man, watching fucking just even then were reruns of Big Bang because we could watch them in like a block.
Right.
you know?
Right, right.
TBS, dude.
Hell yeah,
It's all about
dude. Yeah, I was
TBS.
laughing my ass off, dude. You know, just like the episode where they're trying to get Comic-Con tickets, which do not refresh like that episode makes you believe. You do not want to do that. That is bad.
They're
It
like,
was great
refresh,
because we
refresh.
could all fucking go ahead and relate to that.
Yeah.
And go,
Yeah.
dude, getting tickets for con is so stressful.
Yeah.
You
Well, I know the real quote unquote nerds are celebrating the end of the show because
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's and that's
You know
that's
what,
something
dude?
that always bugged
You-
me.
dude. It's
Like,
just and
they're making fun of us, and
it's
you know,
but it's just this fucking genre to begin with. This like and I've seen it in other things too, where it's like the minute it becomes even remotely fucking cool, it fucking sucks now.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've always hated that shit.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
You know, just like lighten up, Francis.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Fuck.
well,
man.
the refresh scene on the Comic-Con thing is totally accurate. And there was one thing I caught on an early episode where Leonard said something, and I'm like, what? Like they should have caught that.
Some of them. Do you know that they actually have like fucking like
Scientists.
on the fucking
Yeah.
set to make sure that what they're talking about is actually accurate?
Well-
I love the scenes.
No, it's their nerd stuff that's wrong.
I love the scenes. Well, when they're in the comic book shop and they're always like making fun of him like he's a fucking loser.
Right.
You know, I don't make any money doing this. I'm like, okay, the Sideshow collectibles alone that you have on set right there
Right.
are worth a small fortune.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Your
Like,
set dressing is not.
like most people would not know that the
Right.
shit that they are showing there is highest quality
Well, it's like when
and
he s-
of the fucking most premium price
When he
tags.
sold him the sword from Game of Thrones.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that sword ain't $50, dude. That's
no
that,
fucking
that real
no.
steel sword that has like the wolf on. I've seen that sword. That sword's like about $500-$600.
Yeah,
Like,
those
yeah.
fucking statuettes, $500 starting and up.
right.
You know what I mean?
And those
Like,
are probably ones they don't make anymore.
no,
so they're all,
these are fucking
yeah.
after they've run their very short series, they go up in value like it's not even funny,
Yeah.
man. I've got a Bride of Frankenstein and a Frankenstein statue that are each worth a couple $1,000s now.
Yeah.
So
That guy was actually at Palm Springs. They had a table and he was.
Oh,
signing.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. He was. Yeah, I think he's funny in the show, dude.
I mean, we're sitting there sweating balls for
Yeah.
2 days. They finally got some semblance of air conditioning going on Sunday. And I'm thinking, You've got fucking Jim Lee, like a legend in comic books, sitting at a table over here. You got Sean Murphy, like a couple tables down. You've got like fucking heavy hitters.
Yeah.
And by Sunday, they were announcing the adult cosplay contest at the former Jim Lee table.
That
And I'm
dude's
like,
off.
he's peaced out.
I'm out. Deuce.
What am I doing
Dude,
here?
I've fucking seen celebrities walk up to conventions
Oh,
and
yeah.
fucking take one look around and go, fuck this.
Yeah.
And got back in the car. Cassandra Peterson. Elvira.
Right.
Yeah. Fucking Splitsville, dude.
Can I tell you that there was some serious talk on Saturday about us packing up and leaving, and like we never do that.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like,
sure.
I looked at him and I was like, this is not really worth our time.
Yeah.
Like it ended up being okay, but it was like, this is miserable. Like I'd rather like get my fingernails pulled out.
It's
than do
fucking
this
like going
shit.
down to Frankenbeans, dude.
Yeah.
You know? So I've been down to Frankenbeans before, and I'm like, walked in and go, fucking, I'm out of here, dude.
Right,
I
right.
have no interest in walking this fucking floor at all, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So let's talk a little bit. I got a second chance movie for everybody. We haven't done one of
What do
these
we
in a
got?
while.
What do we got?
It's a little movie. Came out in 1981 called Raiders of the Lost Ark. No, it's sorry, Chris.
It's been a long time since you've done that shit, so it won't make any sense to the newer listeners unless they go back and.
Well, then you should go back because
Please go back.
'cause-
start at episode 1.
So if you've
and
never-
work their way up to us.
If you've never listened to the show before, you're a first-time listener, we do a segment called Second Chance Movies, where we take a movie that maybe our younger listener hasn't seen, or maybe it's just not like super popular. It might have been popular at one time, but we as a bunch of nerds enjoy it. And this movie is from 1981, and it's a movie called Excalibur.
out fucking standing goddamn movie, dude.
So it's this movie.
Rewrote the book.
Yeah, it takes the King Arthur legend and like puts it out there in a way that first off, this is like an art house movie, but with like a real budget.
but not shit.
Yeah,
like a
like-
real art house movie is.
No, well, hey,
Fucking garbage.
but it's like it's not your typical like action adventure, especially like a modern sense. It's slow, like it moves slow, but it is so good.
Yeah, but the battle scenes are so awesome.
All the battle stuff is great. All of the all the characters, all the actors,
all the Helen Mirren stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and
dude, I mean, you want to talk about like fucking legends who we didn't even know we were watching legends
Right,
yet, dude.
right.
Patrick fucking Stewart, man.
Right.
Okay.
Gabriel Byrne's in it. Liam Neeson's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Helen Mirren is in it.
Right?
And she's what does she play?
She's
Morgana.
Morgana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and that's the other thing too. It's like
They got a whole hot sex scene and
but
shit going on.
they do the King Arthur story, but they do like all the secondary stuff that's always left out, because like all the Arthur stuff is always like these movies they make them, and it's always just Arthur, Lancelot, and Guinevere, and the Knights of the Round Table, and that's
Right.
it. It's like none of the other like tragic stuff that comes along in the tale afterwards, which is like his bastard son who basically comes back and like conquers like Camelot, and like it's just like so much good stuff in this movie. And
I mean, the
it's
fight scenes, like you were saying, are absolutely fucking. They're brutal. These
Yes.
guys are actually wearing fucking armor
and
man.
hitting each other like
Yeah,
hard,
I mean,
man.
they're slamming into each other, dude. And they're like, they're moving clunky and shit, like it really would be to wear that kind of stuff, dude. This is not like bullshit. Like this was like legit stuff, man. And dude, even some of the set pieces were awesome, dude. Like the Tree of Knights. and
Absolutely,
shit,
man.
Right.
And here's
yeah.
all these knights hanging from the
the-
trees,
the
and the fucking
crows.
crows are picking out their
What if-
eyes.
and I always
shit,
loved
dude.
what was Morgana had like a lair that she was in,
Yeah.
and it was like this like cave, but it was
the dragon.
yeah, oh my god, so much good stuff.
Breath of the
Like this
Dragon.
is one of those movies that if you got nerd cred, you need to watch this movie at some point.
Yeah.
It's like on your short list, but it's like one of those movies. It's a deep cut movie. It's like right there with like you're gonna watch Excalibur, you're gonna watch like the Dune from 1984.
Don't watch that Guy Ritchie shit. Now listen, I'm a big fan of Guy Ritchie, but the goddamn thing he made was garbage. It's crap. Go back and watch it. You want to fucking see a real Excalibur movie? This is the movie.
Well, and all the movies since then pale in comparison to this movie.
Every fucking time, it's like one comes out every 5 years or so.
Yeah, and they
you
keep
go,
trying to reboot
oh,
it.
here we fucking go again. Another piece of crap. This is not Excalibur. And please don't try to make Excalibur. Just
No.
leave it as it is, man. All-star fucking cast. beautiful fucking sets. It was legit.
Yeah,
man.
so give that one a look, man.
Totally, dude.
Excalibur,
that movie
1981.
excites me, dude.
Yeah.
Like, this is the kind of movie
It's,
that
it's
if
long,
it's
though,
on,
too. It's really
but you
long.
know I like long movies.
Yes.
I can fucking, man, I'll watch all afternoon, you know, and it's one of those movies that if it is on, I will
Right,
watch it. And I don't
right.
care where it's at in the movie. Halfway
it don't
through,
matter.
beginning, at the fucking end, I don't care. I'm watching the rest of this movie.
Dude, that battle with his son, so good.
Oh, shit. The final scene. I won't tell you guys because if you haven't seen the movie, the final scene is fucking phenomenal, man. So goddamn good.
That kid is a creepy fucker, too.
Oh, yeah.
When he's little.
Totally. Yeah.
Ooh. With his freaking salmon lips. Oh, my God, that kid was creepy
Sucking
as hell.
from his mom's breast at like
Right.
11 or
Yeah.
something.
Right, so they're
That's
like
too old.
They're doing like the Game of Thrones thing before Game of Thrones
Yeah,
did it, you know?
yeah.
And that's the other thing, too. I think, like, if you're a Game of Thrones fan or if you like this movie was made in a time before movies like this were made, you know?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You think about movies like this was like in a pre like Dragon Slayer world, you know? Like this was like before Legend came out. Like,
Henry V.
you mean
The Branna.
oh yeah. Well, I don't.
Dude, the battles in that thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like that's Shakespeare, dude. Like you're
Okay,
talking a whole
but
different
still.
genre here.
But
that's
but
a
you're
different
talking- okay,
podcast, Chris.
How about this? Pre-Braveheart. Is that better for you?
No, but I'm saying like I'm talking more like specifically like sort of the 80s swords and sorcery movies that we
Alright,
got.
alright.
Like
Yeah.
this was sort of like one of the first ones, and it really takes its time telling the story.
Yes.
But oh my God, it is such a good movie, and it's like one of those you have to watch. You gotta at some point sit down. It's like Blade Runner. Like you're gonna sit down,
Yes.
you're gonna watch it, and you're gonna love it. Like you might be bored in sections because it's slow, but then the moments that are good are so good it doesn't matter. Now I'm not bored by any of it because I think it's wonderful. But you know, for our younger listeners that have grown up with Michael Bay Transformer movies, like this is not gonna be like crackhead zombies. Like
Yeah,
that.
man, we're trying to break you guys to that shit. Okay.
Exactly.
Because there is, better stuff out there than Michael Bay's garbage.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, Excalibur, 1981. All right. End of the show. Is anyone going to rant? Anyone going to rant about anything?
I did a road trip last weekend.
How'd that go?
With my children. Yes.
So it's just like a rant mixed with the dumb shit?
Kinda, yeah.
All right.
It's not dumb shit my kids do. It's how I almost choked my fucking kids out. I felt like Homer Simpson in turning around and fucking choking the shit out of Bart, because when we went up there, we went all the way up northeastern part of California, up by like Redding, where the fires have been going on.
Oh, wow.
Up there.
So you left one fire area for another.
And let me tell you, dude, the fucking smoke up there is nothing. The smoke down here is nothing compared to up
Yeah,
there.
it's
it was
bad.
It was real bad. But when we left Thursday night. We left about 7:00 in the evening, and the boys were asleep. And when we came home, we left first thing in the morning, so they were awake for 13 fucking hours of in unison. Are we home yet? Are we there yet? Are we home there? I want my video game. Are we home yet? Are we there yet? Fuck! Shut up!
For 13 hours
And I'm
straight?
like, how the fuck did Ron do this, dude? Like, go across country with his kid. Who does this?
I don't have a
What's
second.
fucking wrong
I don't
with
have a
their head?
second one, so.
Oh, they just fed off each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
I learned that shit a
crazy,
long time
dude.
ago. I taught my kid to draw and gave her an iPad with a pencil.
Man.
And she will literally spend 8 straight hours in her bed drawing.
I told you, like, we have a system, and it's like stages. Like, we don't go straight to the video game. Like, there's like, it is literally like, we think of car trips as like DEF CON. So like, DEF CON 5, the lowest level of DEF CON. We're like, here, have a book.
Right.
Have a coloring book, something to do. Like DEF CON 4, suddenly it's like, let's listen to music, something he likes, DEF CON 3, we've reached like, okay, we need to play a game now, like something, interactive. DEF CON 2, here's a video screen, sir, shut up. Like, play a video game now, enjoy. And then meanwhile, it's like DEF CON 1, it's like, pull out the iPad, we need to watch movies, And
The
then,
iPad and the Benadryl.
yeah.
Dude, I was like, is there any fucking Benadryl in that goddamn bag? No, there's not. Then I'm going to stop over at that little shithole over there. I'm going to get a goddamn bottle of whiskey. We're
Exactly.
going to pretend they're teething. Just take a little, rub it across their gums. Shut up.
Yeah.
Daddy loves you.
And then my son, my son is the easiest to shut up because he's like his mom. He eats constantly. So you just shove some food into his mouth and he's fine. The problem is then he gets the sugar rush and he's like,
I don't want any
in
more
the back.
Oh,
Cheerios.
yeah. So, I mean, as a rant / so, like, don't go on fucking road trips with your kids. Keep them at home. There's a couple down in Texas. They want to go see a show. They left their 11-year-old at home alone. They're arrested now, but fuck.
At least they got to enjoy
They
the
got
night.
to see that shitty band. You know? $10 at the door.
Nice. Chris, you got anything?
Yeah, impressed.
All right.
All right. Well, I think we're all done. I think we've petered it out. We should wrap it up. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this show. We did a whole lot of talking over here. Once again, I am the Lady in the Lake.
I am not meant to have road trips with my fucking kids.
And I am Blade 5000.
And we hope you guys are having a nerd life crisis.
Music for the Nerdlife Crisis podcast is provided by Big Papa and the TCB. All music available at bptcb.com or at iTunes. The Nerdlife Crisis is recorded at the Inland Blue Studios. Make sure to subscribe to the Nerdlife Crisis at iTunes and like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Nerdlife Crisis.